Okay, and welcome back to another episode of the Boys in the Berg podcast. Carter, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself, Wells?
Doing all right. We're going to do an episode today on our top 10 quarterbacks of all time in honor of all these other, greats retiring and Ben and Brady. So we thought to do a list. We're going to give you, first, we're going to do 5 honorable mentions that are just right outside of it, and then we'll do our list 10 to 1. So, Carter, kick us off with your honorable mentions.
All right. So in no particular order, my honorable mentions are Starbuck,
Mm-hmm.
Terry Bradshaw, Bart Starr, Sammy Baugh, and Big Ben.
Okay, I like that. I went with Starbuck as well. He's like he has a case for top 10. Otto Graham, Big Ben, Fran Tarkenton, and I'll throw in Bart Starr or Kurt Warner, one of the two. Who's your number 10?
Number 10, got Brett Favre.
10?
Yeah.
Wow.
My biggest knock on him is just all the damn interceptions.
You'll be surprised where I got him. That's crazy. Okay. I respect it, though. My number 10's Steve Young. He's like borderline, but I think I bumped him because of he had a great prime. Plus, he won 3 Super Bowls, but really one on his own. 2 MVPs, Offensive Player of the Year. He just had a great stretch. And the thing about him is he was great. He could use his legs. He had great pocket awareness, great deep ball, great accuracy. He was just a well-rounded quarterback. And he's like the only good lefty ever.
Yeah, I mean, my thing with Favre, I think longevity helped him a lot. He played a long time, but again, all the interceptions and doesn't have as many Super Bowls as some other guys.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah. Who's your number 9?
Number 9, I have Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh.
I do think he's better than Favre, and even without playoff success, I mean, he has the 1 Super Bowl, but I mean, MVPs, I mean, statistics, but I think just as an overall quarterback, I mean, he might be the best archetype of all time, just his skill and passing and all of that. But
a lot of people did say that.
I think just the playoff success that he lacks bumps him down on my list.
Okay. And number 9, I got Johnny Unitas, kind of, one of the greats, early greats. He won 3 championships before the Super Bowl, 3-time MVP, 5-time first-team All-Pro. He put up really good stuff. I mean, 40,000 career passing yards. He played back in the 50s and 60s, which is kind of crazy to hear. And I think he's just one of kind of the first to really do it at an elite level. A lot of guys took from Johnny Unitas. So I got him at number 9.
Yeah, number 8, I have Unitas at 8.
Okay.
I mean, no really explanation there, just kind of what you said. He was a great player. It's hard to compare eras. We obviously never saw him play, but it's definitely up there.
I mean, I'm looking at his stats: 40,000 yards, 290 touchdowns. It's pretty impressive back then when you didn't throw the ball that much. So my number 8 would be Dan Marino. I think arguably top 5 talent-wise, but he didn't have much playoff success, which I don't put all on him because he had some pretty terrible teams. He did make it to the Super Bowl though once, but he was an MVP, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 9-time Pro Bowler, 420 touchdowns, 61,000 yards. He's top 10 in every stat category. He put up insane numbers back in the day, insane for the 80s. But my knock on him is doesn't have playoff success.
My number 7, I've got Dan Marino. Again, I think just an incredible talent. He's got all the stats there. I think he's the greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
I just, you got to take the playoff, lack of success away from him a little bit, but he's still an incredible talent.
I definitely agree. So my number 7 would be Drew Brees. And, I hate the Saints, but I can't deny what Drew Brees has done. He's, he held every stat category when he retired, every major one. He won a Super Bowl, Mickey Mouse Super Bowl, but he won a Super Bowl though, Super Bowl MVP. My knock on him is another one with playoff success, kind of like what you said with Rodgers, really only winning that one ring, and that's the only Super Bowl they ever been to. Ever since that run, when they won against the Colts, he's been kind of mad in the playoffs, even though that one year they could have went, the blown PI call. But yeah, for his size and how consistent he was, and he held all these stat records, so you can't deny it. So I got him at 7.
Yeah, number 6, I got John Elway.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great player, got the 2 Super Bowl rings. I look at him, he was just a gutty player, put his body on the line. And I think he's right there in the middle in terms of career success, and that's why I got him at 6.
Good spot. My number 6 is Aaron Rodgers. Talent-wise, we all know what he can do, throwing the football. One of the best regular season quarterbacks, but I don't know. Playoff time, he just chokes. That's all I can say. But 3-time MVP, might be a 4-time MVP coming up soon. Top 10 in every statistical category. Doesn't throw many picks. Very accurate, good deep ball. Crazy arm strength, generational talent. So I got him at number 6.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Top 5 here, I got Otto Graham.
Otto Graham. You watch him back in the day?
Couldn't say I was alive. Maybe my grandpa. Tape? But I think he was a QB that was just ahead of his time. He could pass and run, and if you make the Browns good, you're pretty good quarterback.
He went to 10 straight championships, which is kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, definitely ahead of his time. I agree. So my number 5 is John Elway. He went to a lot of Super Bowls. It took him a while to actually win. But I think those Super Bowl runs he has in the later part of his career with Denver were great, especially that Packers one when he, the famous when he did like a helicopter spin to get the first down. 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, 9-time Pro Bowler. 300 touchdowns, 51,000 yards. I just think he was consistent for a long time. Early part of his career, he wasn't great in the playoffs, but as his career went on, he started to get better. He won 2 Super Bowls. So that's my number 5.
Number 4, I got Drew Brees. The reason I have him at 4 because I think he is statistically Tom Brady without the Super Bowls. He's up there in every single category. He held records for a little bit. You can't take away what he did over his career other than the fact he only has the 1 Super Bowl win. But a guy with those stats, I got to put at number 4.
Yeah, a lot of people have him in there. I don't know. Can't put him in there yet. But I can't argue if you do. So my number 4 is your number 10, Brett Favre. I'll tell you why. He did, like you said, okay, I get the whole interception thing. I get that. He's all-time leader. But when he retired, he held every major statistical category. He played risky. I get he was a gunslinger, threw a lot of picks, took a lot of risks, but went to 2 Super Bowls, should have went to 3. We all know. He won 1. He lost the second one against Denver. 3-time MVP. And the thing I bring this up is he won 3 in a row, which I think he's the only player to ever really do that and win 3 in a row, which is crazy. Offensive Player of the Year, 11-time Pro Bowler, 4-time touchdown leader, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 3-time second-team All-Pro. He was just a beast. The interception thing, I get and all that, but, that guy he played – he didn't play by the book. He didn't know film really well and plays. He kind of just played with what he had and his talent. He was never taught, like, how Peyton Manning is with how smart he is and his IQ of a quarterback. He kind of just played backyard football. That's what I liked about him. I think he's top 5, so got him at number 4.
Number 3, I got Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
The reason I got him at 3 is I think we know the 2 guys ahead of him you got to give them the Super Bowl wins. Although I do think Manning is more talented than Montana.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there's not much to say about Peyton Manning. He was just an incredible quarterback for so long. Very smart guy, high football IQ, knew how to play the quarterback position correctly. So
Yeah, looks like we got the same top three. I think this should be everybody's top three. I'll say this about Manning. I think he's the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. Like, again, held every major stat when he retired. He won 5 MVPs. That's the most ever. 2 Super Bowls. He went to 4 Super Bowl MVP. Basically a Pro Bowler every damn year. He won 14 Pro Bowls, 7-time first team All Pro. I mean, he held every record. He was so consistent every year. Yeah, he was a little bit iffy in the playoffs, but he does have 2 rings. And he went to 4, but I just think he has to be in your top 3. I mean, 539 touchdowns, 71,000 yards. It's just crazy. It's my number 3.
Yeah, number 2, as I already talked about, Joe Montana. I mean, when he retired, he was the GOAT. Before, obviously Brady, the 4 Super Bowls. I mean, that 49ers team dominated, in the 80s there. Again, not much to say. He was a great all-around quarterback. I mean, I think he did benefit a lot from Jerry Rice. He was the best receiver of all time, but Montana still a great quarterback, and if it wasn't for Brady, he'd be the GOAT. But
yeah, I agree. I mean, Montana wasn't a statistical maniac, with his stats weren't crazy. They were good, but he played in an era where you really weren't throwing the ball like that. Yeah, he's kind of like you said, he was a GOAT before Brady. He won 4 Super Bowls, never lost one, went 4-0. Kind of like you can make a comparison to what Jordan did in that era, that type of player. But my thing with Montana, like you said, he had Rice, but he only had Rice for 2 Super Bowls. So he did win 2 without him, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 2 MVPs, Pro Bowler 8 times. Yeah, like you said, that 49ers team dominated. I think he's probably one of the most influential quarterbacks ever. Like, Montana inspired like every guy who came after him, especially Brady, Rodgers, and Manning and Favre. But yeah, he was like the coolest under pressure too. One of the clutchest quarterbacks ever. There's only one guy clutch and more clutch, and that's number 1.
Yeah, Brady. Don't have to say anything. It's
You have
Tom
to
Brady.
explain it.
No.
My number 1's Nathan Peterman. For many, I'm just playing. No, number 1. I mean, come on now. He's right there. There's no explanation. If you don't have him at number 1, you just don't know football. You're just in denial, basically. You hate the guy, no matter what team you root for. He probably has one of the arguably the greatest career of maybe any athlete, of just success. And it's crazy too. He's not the strongest arm. Can't throw the ball that far downfield. Wasn't the most accurate. I mean, that's why he was picked 199, but he had this competitive edge in him that made him the best. I mean, 7 Super Bowls. I mean, I don't have to go down it, but everybody knows his legacy and his success. So
Yeah,
I got Brady 1.
And he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of athletes.
Of athletes, yeah, just not football athletes, definitely.
I mean, when I look at the Mount Rushmore of athletes, I mean, the 2 automatically on there are Brady and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get in a real debate about that. Maybe
it's hard.
Do that for another, save that for another episode. But again, I mean, he's one of the most unathletic players of all time, but just, he didn't need to be. I mean, because of what he had, inside, his head and all that. Again, he wasn't really the best at anything physically, but he was good at pretty much everything, and that's how he won.
He knew, yeah, exactly. Knew how to win, sheer determination, never gave up, and he kept trying. He took care of his body, and he dedicated himself to be the best he could be. And I think that him getting drafted 199 really helped him, because he always carried that chip on his shoulder, like, all you guys could have had me, and look at my career now.
Yeah. Wasn't for that damn Jets player, you might never know.
Yeah, you might not. Yeah, exactly.
Of course, the Jets found a way to screw up the NFL.
Mo Lewis. You know what, though? Poor Drew Bledsoe. That guy, he kind of had it all for himself. Then Brady took everything away from him. He became a bum after that.
I mean, Bledsoe was a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah,
and
he
then,
went to the Super Bowl.
once Brady comes in, then it's game over for you.
Kind of took everything away from him. Yeah, and then Brady kind of he had like 3 great careers almost. He got better somehow. That doesn't make sense, but he did.
And one thing people
good.
don't realize is he didn't win a Super Bowl for about a decade, and he still has 7. I mean, he went to 2 and he lost to the 2 to the Giants.
Yeah,
but he went a long time without winning a Super Bowl, and he still found a way to rack up 7.
Yeah, I mean, he went to 10. He could have 10. You never know. I mean, the helmet catch could have 8. But the crazy thing, I think his most important Super Bowl win, in my opinion, was that Seattle one. Because, like you said, if he didn't win that one, then it would have been hard for me to say he gets back there again because, like you said, he didn't win one for a decade until that Seattle one.
Yeah.
That one was super important for him.
Probably shouldn't have won if, Pete Carroll wasn't an idiot, but
yeah,
a win is a win.
I don't know what they were thinking about there. They had a great play down up.
That joke around his name, with, obviously Tuck rule. I fully believe that. I mean, he still won the Super Bowl when he got there, but obviously Tuck rule should have prevented him from going. The Seahawks, they ran the ball, they probably win. But, at the end of the day, if you win the Super Bowl, you win the Super Bowl. So
can't take anything away from him, honestly. And then all the BS allegations, Spygate, Deflategate that they try to throw at this team. They just try to discredit him because he just won too much. I think that was the thing. They just, since he was winning so much, they threw all these BS scandals at him.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Spygate,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it happened, but it wasn't Brady doing
I don't
anything.
think Brady had nothing to do with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Deflategate was pretty stupid too, I thought.
I mean, it was the Colts. I mean,
they killed him. I don't care. Yeah, that was pretty dumb that they tried to go after him for that. Yeah, like you said, I don't think Brady was telling Belichick to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely number 1, no debate. I don't think anybody passes him. I can't see it. Maybe it'll be years from now until I see at least someone coming close. The closest guy now is probably Mahomes. But I'll be surprised if Mahomes wins 2. In my opinion.
As much as I hate to say this, I think the closest guy you're going to see to Brady for long is Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I could see if he wins. Listen, if he wins the Super Bowl, I agree. If he doesn't, then I don't think Burrow ever wins one again. But I agree.
I mean, the type of player he is.
Mm-hmm.
If that team can stay good for a while, they're going to be incredible.
Yeah, I see what you mean. He's another one. Doesn't have the best arm in the league. He's kind of fast. He's not not really shifty. Accuracy's fine, but he just, I don't know, cool under pressure, got the winning intangibles. I can see that.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, we talked about our top 10 all time. Now we're gonna do a little tier list of this past season's quarterbacks. So we'll go through S, A, B, C, D tier. And
okay. Is D the lowest or is there a lower one?
D is the lowest.
Okay, that's complete trash. All right.
Okay. First off, Baker Mayfield.
Overall C, this year D.
Yeah. I put him for this. If we're going off of just
this year, we're just go off this year. Yeah, good.
Yeah, D. Big Ben. I put him in C.
C or D? Yeah, he made the playoffs. C.
Tom Brady. S.
S. He was tremendous.
Joe Burrow. I'm gonna put him in A.
A.
He's having a great year, but he was a late bloomer in the season.
Yeah.
There's no category lower than D, so we're gonna have to put Cam Newton in D tier. Derek Carr. I would put Derek Carr in the B tier.
B. Yeah, I think that's where he is.
Rain Dakota Prescott.
B. I don't care what anybody
Cowboys
says.
had a good year, but Daniel Jones.
Can we go
Again,
F minus?
there's nothing lower.
Can we go Z? Can't go lower. No. Okay. Can we put him in his own tier like Daniel Jones and everybody else?
He'd have to be in there with Cam Newton too.
Okay, that's fine. Daniel Jones, Cam Newton tier. Everybody else.
Yeah. Drew Lock. I guess / Teddy
I don't know.
Bridgewater.
He barely played. I mean, Bridgewater C. There's a big
C.
difference.
The
He's
games
D.
Drew Lock played, we'll put Bridgewater in C.
Yeah. Okay.
Jared Goff.
Yeah. D. I hate this. I mean,
I'm gonna put him in C because he was on the Lions.
I'd still put him in D. He just kind of sucked.
Justin Herbert. I put him in A.
Borderline S, but I'll put him A.
A great season, just the team success wasn't there that was expected. Jalen Hurts. I mean, he had a good year running the ball.
Borderline B. Put him in C.
He's like a C+. The Garoppolo's tortoise.
C.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what he is.
C. Yeah.
Josh Allen.
S.
Yeah, I use an S tier. Great quarterback. Justin Fields was a D tier.
D. Yeah, he just didn't have a great year. It's all right. He'll bounce back, I think.
That boy Kirk. Put him in D.
He's borderline A, B though.
Yeah, I mean the thing, he had great stats. He had some usual Kirk Cousin moments.
He did, yeah, and then team success was just underperformed this year, definitely.
Kyler Murray.
He started off S.
I put him in the A.
What? I might even he has to be in the A, but I can make an argument he's B, honestly.
The worst quarterback in football, Lamar Jackson.
I don't know where to rank him this year. Like, I mean, over. You good?
I'm not putting him in the C tier this year.
Yeah, he just wasn't that great this year. He wasn't like overall though. I think he's A or B or A. But
I mean, I know he was hurt, but like, even if you want to, I mean, it's not like it was any different with Tyler Huntley in there.
I mean, no, exactly. But I just think with them, I mean, look at his stats. He just wasn't that good this year. Too many interceptions.
I don't know how the hell he was a Pro Bowler to start out.
Nobody else wanted to show up, man.
Trevor Lawrence, D tier.
Yeah, can we put him in the Cam Newton, Daniel Jones? Every time I turned around, I got through an interception.
Mac Jones.
Ooh, that's tough. I think he's B minus C plus.
I put him in the B tier, but here's the thing. I think Carr, Dak, and Kirk had better years, but I think he was better than everyone in the C tier.
Yeah.
Mahomes, A tier.
S. Well, no, you wouldn't put him in S. I still think he's top 3 probably.
I mean, I just think the starts of the year, you give him a knock, and obviously the playoff loss. I'm gonna put him in the A tier.
Is it because of his wife you're putting him in the A tier? You're knocking him down?
More of his brother, but yeah.
More of it. Okay, that's understandable. If you would have said that from the get go right there, but I get that.
Matt Ryan.
C.
Yeah. You know what? I don't blame him. He's old. Team sucks.
Team sucks. Team is terrible.
Yeah. Rodgers, S tier.
Yeah, I hate to say. Yeah.
Probably the MVP if it's not Brady.
It's good. I hope it's Brady. Kobe Rodgers.
Russell Wilson.
He was he does his normal thing. First 6 games, Russell Wilson looks like an MVP. Then he disappears. Got hurt. And I don't know. He's C or B this year.
I put him in the C just because he was hurt and missed time.
Yeah, this year he just exactly.
Taylor Heineke.
Oh man, I might say D. I really don't think he's that great.
Yeah, he's not that good. I mean,
the
only reason they competed is that defense helped out.
That division sucks too.
I'm just gonna skip Sam Darnold.
Okay, he's in the tier lower of Cam Newton and Daniel Jones. He's just right under them.
Matthew Stafford.
He's a
I give him the
borderline S.
Uh,
Great year.
Ryan Tannehill.
B minus, C plus.
I'm gonna put him in the B tier just because of the Titans' success this year,
Yeah.
especially without Derrick Henry. Taysom Hill.
He's not a quarterback.
I mean, he did play.
I mean, they do win when he's in there, but
I give him a C.
as a quarterback, he's not. He doesn't. Yeah, C's fine. C minus.
Jameis, for what Jameis was doing before he got hurt, I'd give him a B.
Yeah. Overall, C though.
Yeah, I think, but the start he had this year was really good before he got hurt. Austin, the player's name you can't pronounce, Tua,
Tua Tagovailoa.
something like
How do
that.
you pronounce it? Something like that. Tua Tagovailoa. Man, I don't know.
He got a lot. He got better as the season went on, and they won all those games. I still put him in the C tier.
They shit on him a lot. I think he's better than a lot of people say. I mean, they do win with him.
Yeah.
What do you expect? I mean, I don't know.
Carson Wentz.
C or B? C.
Yeah. Zach Wilson.
D.
He was not good.
He was not great this year.
Davis, and finally, Davis Mills. You know,
I want to say C, but I still think he's.
here's the thing. I think you have to put him in the D tier, but I think he had a better season than almost everybody else in the D tier, especially being on the Texans.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's C compared to the other guys.
Yeah, he's right between those. So, just a little recap. Our S tier is Brady, Allen, and Rodgers for this year. A tier, Burrow, Herbert, Murray, Mahomes, and Stafford. B tier, Carr, Dak, Kirk, Mac Jones, Tannehill, and Jameis. C tier, Big Ben, Teddy Bridgewater, Jared Goff, Hurts, Garoppolo, that bum Lamar Jackson, Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, Taysom Hill, Tua, and Carson Wentz. D tier, Baker Mayfield, Cam Newton, Daniel Jones.
You just disrespect Cam Newton. I can't wait for him to hear this.
Justin Fields. Cam.
Is there a Sam Darnold tier? Where's the Sam Darnold tier?
He's below all of those. Trevor Lawrence.
He is extremely bad.
Heineke, Darnold, Wilson, and Davis Mills. There's a lot of bad quarterbacks this year.
Is Darnold the worst quarterback? I don't know. He's pretty bad.
Starting, if you consider him to be honest, if you consider starting quarterbacks, would you rather have is he the worst? Is he worse than Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence?
He might. Yeah, I think so. He's worse than.
Worse than Cam?
He's worse than Cam. He's worse than Daniel Jones.
He might.
Sam's terrible.
I mean, Lamar is probably the worst in the league, but
poor Lamar.
I'm just kidding. He does suck though. But yeah. Sam Darnold is.
Besides running the football, what's a compliment you can give to Lamar about his game?
He wins regular season games.
Okay. He's winning intangibles.
I mean, here's the thing. He's a decent passer. He's just nowhere near elite. But
I agree.
Here's a question. Would you rather have Sam Darnold or Mason Rudolph?
What team is it? Is this a random team or?
Let's say they both had the same team.
Mason Rudolph, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Seriously, without a doubt.
What about Haskins?
Now, that's when it gets tricky, Carter. Tricky little debate. Can I say neither?
You can
I
just
take
go
my
in the
chances
Wildcat
in
the whole time.
Free agency, or can I put a receiver, a quarterback?
Yeah,
just
I
Sam
mean,
Darnold.
he
I
had
just don't
one
know.
good game in week 1. I thought, all right, new start might be a little better, and then he just went downhill.
I don't know what they were thinking. Like, why would you pay Sam? All the other quarterbacks you get Sam Darnold.
They had Bridgewater, who was fine.
Yeah, he's okay. I don't know. I'm not going to question what the Panthers do. They clearly know what they're doing. I just can't believe Sam Darnold. They gave Sam Darnold all that money just to suck again.
Hey, it's always next year, Austin.
And the next year, and the next year after that.
I mean, Sam Darnold, if you listen to this, no offense, but you're kind of a bum. But hey,
hey, listen, Sam.
I guess
listen,
get better.
You're probably a good dude. Does he have kids? You got a wife? I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows?
I got nothing personal against you. It's just when I watch you play football, it physically pains me. So I'm sorry. Get better.
Yeah, same thing with Cam Newton.
Disrespect.
Do something.
Oh, I can't wait till he hears this.
I probably can't talk a lot of shit though. The Steelers quarterback might be abysmal next year.
Yeah, Yeah, I think Rudolph will be okay.
The thing with Rudolph is he just
maybe the Steelers get Cam. You won't be a Steeler fan anymore?
I don't know what I would do. I'd be like Flight out there just yelling at Cam Newton.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
I think Cam just needs to call quits. Just go back to his business.
Yeah, wear whatever the hell type of clothes he does. Talk about how he's blessed and always going to be blessed. He
can't wait till he hears this.
Brian.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the truth, though.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got to speak the truth here.
Hold up. We forgot to rank Mike Glennon. I think Mike Glennon deserves his own tier, right?
You're saying like an S plus tier? Like
something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Mike.
You know what? I think the worst starting wise, Sam Darnold was the worst this year. Quarterback play, like complete shit, was Jake Fromm. Holy crap.
Dude, he's the new Nathan Peterman.
He was like 4 of 17 with 3 picks. He had a QBR. It was 0. I'm like, dude, how you do that?
Yeah, I forgot he existed.
And then they benched him. Mike Glennon comes in and he does the same thing. Jesus Christ, terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants have probably the worst quarterback room in all of football.
Giants probably have the worst team in all of football. That offense is so abysmal. It's crazy.
Saquon Barkley just never wants to play.
Why would you pay Kenny Golladay almost $70 million?
Here's the thing. Why would Kenny Golladay sign with the Giants?
Oh, man, Kenny Golladay. He didn't catch a I had the same amount of touchdowns as he had.
Yeah,
who else did it? Tony was okay. He was just hurt. And Evan Ingram is just, he's garbanzo beans, man. He's the worst tight end in football. He can't catch.
He was the biggest. He finessed everyone in fantasy last year.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, he finessed me. I drafted him. Didn't catch anything. He had more drops than points. That Giants team sucks.
Yeah, the NFL, it's a lot of good quarterbacks and a lot of really bad ones.
I think there's a big gap too in a way.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the middle.
No, you got your average guys, but they can win those guys. But your guys who are complete trash are just complete trash.
Yeah.
Like Garoppolo's average, but he wins games. Tannehill's average, but he wins games. Even Carson Wentz. They were, I don't know how you lose to Jacksonville, but they were winning games. All those other guys just suck.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's going to cap off today's episode. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. See you, Brian. has to defend Cam Newton
Don't-
once again.
Don't take it personal, bro.